Welcome to You Son of a Witch.
Yeah.
This week,
Oh, this is gonna be good.
yeah, you sent us a pretty interesting pairing.
Yeah.
Two wild flash fiction stories,
No, okay.
full of sons of witches and fantastic creatures.
Really?
And we're about to embark on a wizarding probe into these tales from the world of flash fiction.
All right, let's go.
I find that really spark your imagination,
Oh, yeah.
like those epic fantasy films.
Right.
Or even those massive best-selling series.
Love those.
So get ready for some action-packed adventure.
I am ready. Let's do it.
And to get more of that, be sure to rate and follow the show, You Son of a Witch.
Please do.
All right, so first up, we're diving headfirst into Beowulf, the Necromancer.
Oh, yeah. This one's a classic.
Now, when you shared this one,
Yeah.
I was immediately struck by, how bold of a reimagining it is.
Oh, for sure.
Forget the heroic young dragon slayer.
Yeah, yeah.
This Beowulf is an old king.
Right.
A necromancer, and he's wearied by all these past battles.
He's seen some stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely seen some stuff.
Yeah.
And the terror he faces,
Yeah.
it isn't some mythical beast out of legend or anything like that.
No.
It's like this creature of dark magic named Grendel,
Oh, yeah. Grendel.
whose arrival is bringing this terrible blight upon Geatland.
It's bad news.
Yeah, it's really bad news.
Yeah.
And what I think is so compelling about this story
Okay, what is it?
is that the usual sources of help,
Right?
like healers and priests,
The go-to people.
they're powerless against this
They're
thing.
big nothing they've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's almost as if only death itself
Mm.
can truly contend with this new form of death.
Interesting.
What drew you to this kind of darker spin on the Beowulf story?
Well, for me, it's how the story flips what we think we know about heroes,
Right.
Like that classic hero,
Courageous
yeah,
and good.
pure of heart.
Yeah.
But here, this flash fiction throws that out the window.
Yeah.
Beowulf, he's already walked down a dark path.
Yeah.
His powers, they come from, necromancy.
Right.
Most people think that's pretty messed up.
Yeah. Definitely not your typical hero stuff.
Definitely not.
Right.
And it makes you wonder,
Yeah, what does it make you wonder?
what happens when someone who should be good
Right.
embraces the darkness.
Yeah, it really makes you think about that.
For sure.
And, this story throws us right into the deep end
Oh, yeah. How
with
good.
this chilling scene in the mead hall.
Okay.
But instead of the usual raucous celebrations,
Yeah.
this blood-curdling scream just cuts through the air.
Oh, wow.
And this Grendel,
Uh-huh.
he's not just some half-remembered monster
Okay.
lurking in the shadows.
Right.
He is vividly described
I bet.
as this putrid,
Okay.
almost melted figure
Oh, wow.
with eyes that burn with this ancient malice.
Sounds intense.
It's really intense. And one thing that stood out to me was that he even taunts Beowulf.
Really
He hints at this history between them
interesting.
that the original tale never even explores.
So there's more to it than we thought.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not just a mindless force of destruction.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
There's a story there.
There's a backstory.
Yeah.
So,
So what happens?
what do you think?
I'm on the edge of my seat here.
What's so interesting, because right away, the story establishes this, pre-existing relationship.
Yeah.
And it really adds this layer of intrigue
Uh-huh.
and complexity
Right.
that you don't get in the traditional Beowulf story.
No, you don't.
And then you have the sheer power of Grendel.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
How so?
I mean, we're talking seasoned warriors,
Okay.
armed with iron.
Right.
And they're not just defeated,
No.
they're unmade.
That's a whole other level of messed up.
It really is a brutal display of power.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with this Grendel.
And then Beowulf's response.
Yeah. What does he do?
Well, it isn't the youthful, heroic charge we might expect.
Right.
Instead, he turns to what is described as the cold comfort of necromancy.
Oh, wow. So he's going dark.
Yeah, and it's so fascinating how,
What is it?
each act of defense,
Uh-huh.
each time he uses his power,
Right.
it visibly ages him.
Oh, wow. That's rough.
Yeah, this visual representation
Yeah.
of the toll that his magic is taking.
So it's literally consuming him.
Yeah, and then you have this tragic turning point
No.
with his foster son, Hrothmund,
Oh, okay.
who charges at Grendel so bravely.
Oh, he's a good kid.
But he's instantly consumed by this necrotic energy.
Oh, that's awful.
It's really sad. And I feel like that's the catalyst
Yeah.
that pushes Beowulf to his absolute limit.
It's like the final straw.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
And if we connect this back to the bigger picture,
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Frothman's death,
Right.
it acts as this ultimate trigger for Beowulf.
Right.
It removes any remaining restraint.
So he goes all in.
He goes all in on the dark power.
Wow.
And this is where the flash fiction story really leans into the necromancy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, Beowulf doesn't just fight Grendel.
He does more than that.
He calls upon the dead themselves.
Oh, I
Like the mead hall, this symbol of, community and celebration.
Right.
It transforms into this horrific battlefield.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it's filled with swirling shadows and rising bones.
And all this to stop one creature.
To contain Grendel.
It's intense.
I know, and it's so vivid.
Yeah.
And unsettling.
Right.
But what's so striking is that the story doesn't end with a straightforward victory.
I really.
No Grendel is contained within this cage of spectral bone.
Right.
But Beowulf is left slumped on his throne.
Not good luck.
And he's not, triumphant.
Right.
He's crushed by the weight of, years in this grim new cunning.
Oh, wow.
And he's even talking to Hrothman's skull.
No way.
Outlining plans to rebuild his kingdom.
Oh, gee.
And raise an army.
So, not a happy ending.
It really suggests a dark path forward for him.
That's rough.
Yeah, there's definitely no real resolution.
Right.
The evil isn't vanquished.
Yeah.
It's imprisoned.
Right.
So it leaves you with this sense of unease. Like there's more to come.
Yeah, and that image of him talking to the skull,
Yeah.
it's so creepy.
It really highlights how far he's fallen.
Yeah.
And how disconnected he is from the living.
He's not the hero we thought he was.
And that final image is haunting.
Yeah. What is it?
The villagers outside, they don't see their king as a figure of hope and light.
Okay.
They see him in this cold,
Right.
eerie gleam of moonlight on bone.
Spook.
There's fear,
Right.
but also this desperate reliance on his power.
They need him even though he's terrifying.
And then we get this skeletal figure
Okay.
emerging from the meat hall,
Uh-oh.
promising this terrible power.
Things are about to get worse.
Yeah, it's a powerful twist on the traditional hero,
It really is.
He's a fallen hero
For sure.
who's made some deeply morally compromised choices.
Yeah.
And it ends on this, wham episode kind of note.
Definitely leaves you wanting more.
And it makes you wonder,
About what?
about the nature of power itself and how even the best intentions can lead you down a dark road.
Yeah, power can corrupt.
So we're seeing a well-intentioned extremist here.
Yeah, maybe.
Someone who thinks the ends justify the means,
Right.
no matter how dark they are.
Exactly.
And it seems like things are only going to get worse for Beowulf.
From bad to worse.
Okay, so we've gone from this dark and brooding world of ancient Scandinavia
Yeah.
to something completely different.
Oh, I like it.
Our second flash fiction story
Okay, hit me.
is The Conjurer's Heist.
Conjurers. Heists. This sounds fun.
Now, you mentioned you really enjoy stories with a good dose of wit
I do.
and unexpected twists.
I love a good twist.
And this one delivers on both fronts.
Oh, perfect.
It introduces us to this team of conjurers who use their illusionist skills to pull off these, incredibly audacious heists.
That's awesome.
And their leader is Lex,
Okay.
who goes by the stage name The Magnificent.
I love it.
And her professional focus has shifted from, the usual stage illusions,
Right.
making elephants disappear, that kind of thing.
The classics.
Yeah, to acquiring much more valuable targets.
Oh, so she's leveled up.
Yeah, she's gone pro.
Okay.
And she's after the supposedly cursed star of Kashmir Sapphire.
Ooh, a cursed sapphire.
Yeah. So this story provides such a nice contrast
Yeah,
to the somber tone of Beowulf.
for sure.
You know,
It's a nice change of pace.
it's a lighter,
Right.
more playful.
Okay, I like it.
And it introduces us to a classic ragtag bunch of misfits.
Let's hear about this crew.
Yeah, each with their own distinct personalities
Okay.
and unique abilities.
Very cool.
So it immediately sets a very different kind of stage,
Right.
one where cleverness and ingenuity
Okay.
are just as crucial as any magical talent.
I like that. Brains over brawn.
So Lex's crew is fantastic.
Okay, tell me about them.
So we have Finn,
Right.
the unseen,
The unseen. Okay.
and he's this incredibly talented teleporter.
Oh, very cool.
But
What?
he suffers from terrible stage fright,
Oh, no.
which hilariously means he can only really manifest in darkness.
Oh, so that's a problem.
Well, it's a problem for stage work,
Right.
but surprisingly useful for a heist.
Yeah, actually, that makes sense.
Then there's May,
Okay.
the kinetic.
The kinetic.
She's
Yeah.
this tiny powerhouse,
Tiny but mighty.
a real force of nature.
Love it.
And rounding out the team is Omar,
Okay,
this
Omar.
gentle,
Right,
giant,
right.
former strongman.
So he's got the muscle.
Yeah, and he's got a knack for persuasion spells.
Oh, so he can talk his way out of anything?
Exactly.
I like it.
And they're planning to steal the Star of Kashmir from this museum.
Oh, okay.
It sounds almost too easy.
Really? How so?
It's like a textbook operation
Okay.
involving laser grids.
Classic.
And at a stroke of genius,
Tell me.
a strategically deployed real rabbit.
What? A rabbit.
A real rabbit.
Okay, I did not see that coming.
It's so funny.
It is.
Because it really highlights
Yeah, what does it highlight?
like the blend of illusion
right?
and practical planning in their heists.
Yeah, you gotta have both.
Yeah, it's not all smoke and mirrors.
So they're clever.
Very clever.
Yeah.
And the way they just navigate the museum's security,
Uh-huh.
it makes you think this is going to be like a straightforward,
Yeah.
successful theft.
They make it look easy.
Yeah, it sets you up for the unexpected turn that's going.
Ooh, I love a good twist.
Because then comes the twist.
Okay, tell me.
Once they have the Star of Kashmir
Mm-hmm.
in their possession,
Uh-huh.
it starts to shimmer with these really unsettling reflections.
Unsettling how so?
Well, not of their immediate surroundings,
Okay.
but of this vast, mysterious hall
Oh, wow.
with hooded figures.
Okay, that's creepy.
Yeah, and what sounds like an unknown language being chanted.
Oh, that's definitely unsettling.
So suddenly what they thought was,
Yeah.
a simple heist for profit,
Right.
it quickly escalates into what May excitedly calls.
I bet she's excited.
Oh, she is so excited.
Okay, what does she call it?
A potential treasure hunt bonus round.
Oh, she's loving this.
Or as Lex more cautiously puts it,
Okay, Lex is more cautious.
walking into a supernatural turf war.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
So it's a fantastic example of that bait and switch in storytelling,
For sure.
where the narrative leads you to expect one thing,
Uh-huh.
a heist story,
Right.
and then completely shifts gears
Yeah.
to something else entirely.
So what happens next?
Well, these strange reflections,
Yeah.
they completely changed the story,
Right.
taking what was a purely criminal endeavor
Yeah.
and giving it this mystical
So
dimension.
the stakes are higher now.
The stakes are definitely higher.
Yeah.
And it opens up the possibility of this grand and perilous adventure.
That's more than they signed up for.
Much more. And we see Lex, who was, initially motivated by money,
Uh-huh.
suddenly confronted with the reality of true magic.
So this is a big deal for her.
Yeah, and despite her hesitations,
Okay.
you can tell this call to adventure is really resonating with her.
Yeah.
She can't resist the lure of real magic
Of course not.
and the potential for a quest
Right.
that goes way beyond any stage illusion.
This is the real deal.
So the next morning,
yeah.
she is completely absorbed in studying the sapphire,
Trying to figure it out.
trying to decipher the cryptic flickers within it. And the breakthrough comes
Okay, how?
when they realize the chanting they're seeing reflected
Uh-huh.
is ancient Sumerian,
Wow. Ancient Sumerian.
which Lex surprisingly remembers
Really?
from a past Mesopotamian-themed illusion she performed.
Oh, that's a fun detail.
It really adds depth to her character.
For sure.
It shows she's got skills beyond just stagecraft.
More than meets the eye.
Exactly. And then May,
Yeah, what does she do?
well, she slams her hand on the table.
Oh, man.
And that's when they realize
What do they realize?
that the name Star of Kashmir itself
Okay.
acts as a focal point
Interesting.
for a scrying spell.
Oh, cool. So they can use that.
Exactly. And then the sapphire reveals
What does it reveal?
this vision
Yeah.
of a towering obsidian pyramid
Wow, a pyramid.
in this unfamiliar desert.
Where could that be?
And apparently that's the rightful place of this cursed relic.
So we have to go there.
And this completely unexpected revelation
Yeah.
leads to Finn just spontaneously grabbing his car keys.
He's ready to go.
Oh, he's so excited. He's all about a road trip.
Yeah, classic Finn.
And then Omar, in his, typically gentle
Uh-huh.
and humorous way,
Yeah.
wonders if pyramids have laser grids.
Oh, wow.
It's so funny. And then Lex pockets the sapphire.
Okay.
And you get the sense that her initial, thief instincts
Right.
are now intertwined with this sense of loyalty to her crew.
She cares about her team.
Yeah, and maybe even a sense of destiny.
Wow. So it's more than just a heist now.
Yeah, despite the potential danger,
Right.
the camaraderie and the allure of true magic, It's transformed this heist into something much more significant.
So what started as a job is now something bigger.
It really is.
Yeah.
And you see this evolution in Lex.
Yeah, how so?
It's not about the money anymore.
Oh, yeah.
She's driven by this mystery
Right.
and this potential for real magic.
And her team is right there with her.
Yeah, they're all in.
It's awesome.
So we've gone from the dark, necromantic world of Beowulf
Right.
to this team of illusionist thieves
Right.
who've stumbled upon this genuine magical quest.
I love it.
It's two very different stories.
For sure.
But they both give us a glimpse into worlds where magic and the unexpected are just everywhere.
And they both make you think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in Beowulf, the Necromancer, we see the tragic consequences of power
All right.
and how easily the line between hero and monster can be blurred.
It's a thin line sometimes.
And it makes you think, you know,
Yeah, about what?
what will Beowulf become
Right.
now that he's embraced this power?
It's a good question.
Will he become the very thing he's fighting against?
He could become the monster.
Yeah. And then the Conjurer's heist,
Yeah.
it takes this more optimistic approach,
Right.
showing how this desire for profit can lead to extraordinary discoveries.
Yeah.
And the formation of these really strong
Right.
and unexpected bonds.
They found a family.
Yeah. And the crew is so relatable.
Oh, for sure.
And this shift from a simple heist to this genuine magical quest,
Right.
it promises some really exciting adventures.
It does. It does.
It shows that anyone can get caught up in something truly magical.
Even if you're just trying to steal a sapphire.
Yeah. So both of these flash fiction stories,
Yeah.
they tap into our fascination with the fantastical and the unexpected.
Right.
They remind us that the best stories
Yeah.
are often hidden beneath the surface
Okay.
or take us on detours we never could have imagined.
And that's what makes them so good.
So we hope this wizarding probe
Yes.
into these flash fiction worlds has sparked your imagination.
I hope so.
So considering Beowulf's descent into necromancy,
Yeah.
what do you think the long-term implications are for his kingdom?
Yeah. What will happen to those people?
And with Lex and her crew heading towards this obsidian pyramid,
Right.
what kind of magical challenges do you think they'll face?
What will they find in that desert?
These are just starting points
Right.
for your own exploration of these ideas.
So keep thinking about it.
So think about the power Beowulf now commands.
Yeah.
How might it alienate him from his people,
Right.
despite his intentions?
Good question.
And with Lex and her team, think about their skills as illusionists.
Okay.
How will those skills interact with genuine magic?
Will they help or hinder them?
Could their understanding of deception give them an advantage?
Maybe.
Or will they be completely out of their depth?
They could be in over their heads.
So many possibilities.
I know, it's exciting.
So thank you for joining us for this wizarding probe
Yeah, thanks for listening.
on You, Son of a Witch.
Good times.
And if you enjoyed these wild tales from the world of flash fiction, be sure to rate and follow the show,
Please do.
You Son of a Witch,
We'll be back next week.
for more action-packed adventures next week.
See you then.